Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where we are currently in Thavnair, and today we want to do the quests around the village of Palaka stand, the side quests. Good. Akazadara. My friend the Yeti. Excuse me, but you're a traveler, yes? Would you be willing to take on a personal request? I'm worried for the safety of a friend of mine and would ask you to check on them. Sure. Thank you, I know you have no shortage of demands on your time. My friend, you see, he is a bit of a private person and I only wish to know how he's faring after the recent troubles. However, the journey to his abode is too dangerous for me to attempt alone, and I wouldn't dare to ask another villager to go in my stead. A traveler with a sharp blade, however, could surely get the task done with little effort. He resides in the jungle to the northeast, or at least used to. I'll mark the location on your map. His name is Tsushena, and if you say his name, he should respond. If my worst fears have come to pass and he's wounded, please use his medicine to treat his wounds. You will be rewarded for your efforts, but I suspect you would have helped me even if I had nothing to give in return. Say Tsushena. You have faint sounds of an animal in pain emanating from the direction of the bluffs. Investigate its source. The Yeti appears to be wounded. Perhaps the medicine provided to you will alleviate its suffering. Although you cannot understand the Yeti's words, you can sense the gratitude behind them. Return to the young Akasudara and inform him that his friend is well. Welcome back, traveler. So, how was he? Wounded, as you said. Oh, that's horrible. Still, I suppose I can be grateful that you could treat his wounds. I owe Tsushena my life. When I was attacked by one of those terrible Pisaka, Tsushena's roar drove a monster off. That was the start of our friendship, one I have treasured ever since. But my family has forbidden me from venturing into the woods, so I haven't been able to check up on him. I know they're only worried for my safety, but still. But I should explain it to them. You're right, of course. Surely if I explain Tsushena's bravery and selflessness, they'd understand. I have nothing to lose but trying, anyway. Thank you. Not only did you save Tsushena, but you've reminded me what true friendship is worth. It's not much, but please, take this. A curry! Oh, you're one who slew the terrible beast, aren't you? Big and brawny, just the type of woman I was looking for. I have a job that I believe will suit you perfectly. There's a reward at the end of it, if that motivates you to keep listening. I make a living as a weaver, and I've had an idea to craft armor for the Radiant Host that defend our wall. However, the scales I require are in short supply. The scales from long-lived Pisaka are nigh indestructible, but such animals lead quick and brutal lives. Finding an aged specimen is difficult, slaying one even more so. Still, they are animals all the same and cannot resist the lure of fresh meat. If you were to use the corpse of a Guhasaya, then the scent of its blood will surely draw out the prized specimen. It's a somewhat dangerous task, but I suspect you've seen much worse. Place the corpse. And the old Palaka. Now what's one thing? Do you have the skills? Why, these are even more splendid than I could have imagined. The Palaka are a dangerous prey to be sure, but the reward from conquering them is well worth it. In our legends, they are portrayed as devils that feast upon the flesh of man. The goddess Minderuva brought one low by piercing its eye, as nowhere else would yield to a weapon. The legends had an ounce of truth to them, for over many years the Palaka's scales become imbued with metallic substances. By weaving them into thread, one can make a material of uncommon strength. Surely our defenders would appreciate garments made of such material, yes? I cannot fight myself, but if such skills as I possess can help us through this struggle, then I must do what I can. As for your part in aiding me in this, take this, you deserve it. I've heard about all the good you've done for our village. We're all thankful for it. I hate to impose upon you your generosity further, but if you have a moment to spare, could you lend me your stout arm? Okay. I would ask you to search for my father. I haven't seen him for bells, and after asking around, it seems he may have left the village and ventured north. The divinities only know why he went alone, but if I were to follow him, I'd likely end up at the bottom of some beast's belly with an imam. Please, find him and return him safely to our home. Oh, thank the heavens. I had resigned myself to becoming food for these dreadful things. Your daughter asked me to look for you. What's that? My daughter sent you to find me? I thought no one saw me leave the village, but I suppose I'm not so sly as I thought. Now I've caused her and you no end of worry. The number of people fleeing to our village increased by the day, and although I would never begrudge them protection, it does put a strain on our food supplies. I took up my old fishing equipment, hoping I could make some small contribution. Children need hearty meals to grow after all. Filling our stores is the least I can do to ease us through these troubled times. Think you could help this old fool on an errand? Your generosity is much appreciated. I've already set up several cages near the water. All you have to do is check them and bring me anything they've caught. I just slew some crocodiles. Can't you eat those? I trust the river wasn't too cold for you. So what did you find? I hope my fishing skills haven't gone rusty in my old age. Ah, that's what I like to see. Plump and juicy, just what we need. This will keep the refugees fed for another day, I reckon. And that's how we have to get through this, one day at a time. Alright, let's return to my daughter. I'm sure she's had her fill of worry on my account. I've been waiting for you. My father returned and told me about all you did for him and our village. It seems I owe you thanks for 2 good deeds today. Palaka has long been a place where the stewards of the shrines and tombs resided. That's to say, we've been focused mainly on meeting the needs of the departed, not the living. As such, I understand my father's desire to see our food stores bolstered, but if he gets himself killed, we'll all be worse off for it. Thankfully, you needn't worry about that. For today, at least. Take this as a gesture of gratitude from both father and I. A dancer? Now, say, how are you about solving riddles? I've been staring at this parchment for bells, and all I've achieved is a terrible headache. If you could spare a moment, might you take a look? These words are written by a kindly old Akasudara who helped me flee from the beasts. Unfortunately, he was struck in our escape, and the healers were unable to save him. With the compassion he showed me, I would like nothing more than to unravel the meaning of his message. Alas, I fear it's quite beyond me. As the waning sun casts light upon the stone trunk, at its end you shall find a treasure most profound. Wrest the key from crossed hands and open the way to riches. Now I know most of these words, but in this order they seem to lose all meaning. I have particularly trouble with the phrase stone trunk. What could it be referring to? Some statue with prodigious nose? Ah, indeed. When you put it that way, the link becomes quite clear. And the sun would look quite striking in the front of Maya, if indeed such a statue towers over its surroundings. That must be it. It's worth a look at any rate. I think I'll go there now, in fact. Are you coming along? Surely you'd like to know if we've cracked this riddle. Good, good. It's always better to have a companion at your side. Well then, let's make haste to a font of Maya. First one may gets pick of a treasure. There you are. Just so you know, I was joking about the first pick of a treasure thing. We should be equal partners, yes? Now look at the parchment. There are 2 locations we should investigate. The treasure of his trunk is supposed to lead us to what? And the hand which holds the key. For expedience sake, I say we split up. If the key is located where I think it is, may be difficult to find without some method of traversing the air. You do appear to be quite strapping, however. Either way, you can choose which one you'd like to investigate. I'll retrieve the key. Excellent choice, Vivian. I'll leave a parchment with you. I've read it so many times, I've quite memorized it. If you become lost in the maze of your own fault, simply consult it, and it should set you on the right path. Let's commence the hunt, shall we? Perfect timing, I just completed my task. I assume you've done the same? You truly have the spirit of a treasure hunter. I know we are both burning with curiosity, but let's wait to open this box until we return to Palaka's stand. Mysteries can so rarely be savored. Finally, you've arrived. Now, the key goes into the lock. Curious, this jewel appears quite ancient. Judging from the symbol etched into it, it once belonged to an Akasodaga practitioner of magic. Not surprising, I suppose. The place we found was once used by the mages for various rituals and such. They moved deeper into the jungle during recent years, but my savior likely knew of the temple's history. This may have been his way of thanking me for rescuing him, although my efforts were for naught. I feel ill-deserving of such a prize. I shall use this to help the refugees, to rebuild their shattered homes. As for you, well, I did promise you a share, yes? Not exactly half, but I hope it pleases. Hunter? The stories paint you as ferocity incarnate, but the sight of you I don't reckon they're too far from the truth. You mind lending me an ounce of that ferocity to catch some prey? The healers from village have tasked me with hunting down a beast possessing a right deadly venom. I'm at a loss as how to go about it, but with 2 strapping hunters I'm sure we'll find a way. Are you with me? I look forward to seeing what you can do. Well then, our mark is to the north. I trust you keep up with me. You came, good. I thought there was a slim possibility you'd lose heart and slink off, but I'm glad to be proven wrong. I've set up 3 traps around the perimeter. Pieces of fresh meat mixed with medicines that'll dull the sense of any beast greedy enough to eat them. If they've worked like I think they should, all you should have to do is scoop a bujamga up in the sack. Now animals are known for sharing, so there's a chance one might try to take our prize. If one does, slay it and bring it to me. I'm sure I'll think of a way to use it. I think I can leave the rest to your hands. I'm off to hunt a different prey, one with too many legs and altogether unpleasant disposition. When we're both done with our task, let's meet back here. Best of luck. Off in the sack with you. You've got a hell of a look about you. I think that means you avoided any run-ins with a venom, huh? Let me see what you caught. 3 snakes and a dead one. By the 12, you managed to kill one? It takes 3 of us days of planning to achieve such a feat. Yet you did with nary a bead of sweat on your brow. The stories were truth indeed. I'll take us to the healer straight away. Find me again in the village and you'll have your well-deserved reward. It's good to see you returned, friend. The healers were impressed with our work. They made sure they knew it was you who single-handedly slew that Bujamka. The healers use the venom to make a salve that numbs the skin, useful when they need to cut the rot out or administer some other ghastly treatment. And you wrote good work today. May the hunt be prosperous. Might you have a few moments to spare? Our healers are overwhelmed with a number of injured and sick, and even a single pair of hands will go a long way toward easing their burdens. Okay. Some of their duties require them to venture into the jungle, a dangerous prospect at the best of times, but a death sentence under current conditions. Perhaps you could lend them your aid? If you would offer a capable arm to their aid, please do so. They will be all too glad to accept it, I'm sure. What? You're here to help? Of course, I'm glad for any assistance afforded to me. I have just a task one such as you, in fact. I listen. In troubled times such as these, it is ever the medicine which first runs dry. I've sent an assistant to procure a resupply from the great work, but apparently she's run into a bit of trouble on her way back. It seems something is preventing her from completing her delivery, although she was scarce on the details. Unfortunately, circumstances being what they are, we haven't been able to spare a single person who sent to her aid. Until now, that is. Travel to the wakeful Tirana, where my assistant awaits, and see if you can't solve this little conundrum she's encountered. Are you here to help? Thank the gods. Apologies for the imposition, but I just can't carry these supplies any further. I'm afraid my constitution doesn't allow for such strenuous labor. You look to have a stout pair of legs under you. Could you deliver medicine in my stead? I must rest. Yeah, just a bit of a lie down. It's all in this crate here. Please hurry, the people of Palaka stand are in dire need. Would that I had more strength to give. Hop. Thank you for picking up the slack, so to speak. I must remember that not all of my assistants are fit for such demanding labor. I will administer this medicine to those in need as soon as I can. It was Upala who entreated you to help me, yes? I inform her that all is well and give her my gratitude. You've been out for quite a while. I trust the healer has kept you busy? They have, and they're fine now. Oh, she knows who I am. Well, or it was pass information along. But if she sends out thanks, then who am I to deny them? Realize have barely had a wink of sleep as of late. I'm no fighter, nor do I have a mind for healing. But I'm happy to help where I can. Here, take this for your kind service. Curry for the watch. You have a traveler who rescued the child of Mevon and XIV, yes? Do you have a moment to spare for the brave souls that watch over our village? Sure. With the Radiant host short-handed, the courageous among us have volunteered to climb those treacherous cliffs and keep lookout for any approaching beasts. I would make their long days easier with a home-cooked meal, but I cannot reach the summit on my own. Every mount that might carry me there is otherwise indisposed, but I don't believe that would prove a problem to one as resourceful as you. If you'd be so kind, please deliver these meals to the lookouts at the summit. I pay you for the troubles, if that will help speed things along. Food for the lookout. That smell sets my stomach grumbling something fierce. Pray tell me you've brought enough to spare. It's all for me. Why thank you, I was beginning to dread the rest of my watch. There's nothing like a spiced curry to keep hunger away. I've never seen a container quite like this before. Not a drop of curry was spilled in your flight. And it's still piping hot. Thank you. The sounds of my stomach would drown out the alarm. Say, you didn't bring anything to eat, did you? I did, in fact. I knew I recognized that heavenly scent. Spices to fortify the spirit and teas to sharpen the senses. You should tide me over until my replacement arrives. I can see you've delivered the meals. If you had eaten them, I would be able to smell your guilt. I'm grateful, as I'm sure the lookouts are as well. Long ago we would post soldiers upon those cliffs, that we might see invaders approaching by sea. To think something much worse would eventually cross the ocean. Regardless, we are blessed that nature has provided us a way to watch for danger. I hope to keep our lookouts fed for as long as I can. Be reborn. It guts my knees, the years are catching up to me. You there, traveler. Might you have some time to spare for an old mate? As I fled from the chaos of the raptor, I took a terrible spill and dropped a charm that is very important to me. And can you believe it? One of those flea-infested Hanuman langurs scooped it up off the ground and scurried off into the woods. Would I still had my youth, I'd skewer that fiend at the end of my spear. Alas, my vigor isn't what it once was. I'm still aching from that fall besides. Should get your wounds treated first. If I wait for my wounds to heal, who knows where that monster will get to. I must have a charm back, please. Will lend me your stout arm? The animal ran off toward the font of Maya. Fell it quickly and return my charm to me, please. How else am I supposed to defend myself from fate's cruel machinations? You returned at last, none too soon. I fear that something terrible is soon to happen. Were you able to slay that monster? Yes, this is it. This is it. I can only feel my vitality returning, such as it is. Death shall have a wait for many years yet. Thank you, traveler. I received the charm in my youth when I was handed my spear and deemed a warrior true. It was passed down through our order, and I keep it still to remember my halcyon days. Although my fighting days are long and behind me, I would be happy to impart some small measure of my knowledge to the stewards of the future. In time, I shall give this charm away, just as it was given to me. When I relinquish it, I shall tell its recipient of your bravery this day, that your deeds might echo into the future. Please take this as a reward. It's the least I can give. Soup. You have a look in your eyes I'm well familiar with. You wish to see the threads of fate which guide you, yes? What if I told you they could be illuminated through the fine art of reading chai tea? Alright. Yes, the last remnant of a cup of tea can show your fate. The leaves and spices in the cup spelling out a message for those who can read it. This art has been perfected over generations in Thavnair, and I'm willing to share it with you. Are you willing to take my gift? Sure. Splendid. Before we begin, however, you must gather the spices we will use with your own hands. It's the only way to attune the tea to your destiny. I have marked on your map a location where you can harvest 3 different spices. You will choose 2 of these. And do not make this choice lightly. It may very well decide the course of your future. Bay leaf, needle leaf, and what's the third? Fate has chosen for me. The fortune teller wrote that the talisman needle leaf dispels negative force, bringing a sense of calm to those who consume them. The fortune teller wrote that the Thavnairian bay leaf improves the workings of the stomach, preventing discomfort and embarrassing irregularities in the gut. Alright. You have returned the spices, I see. You hold your future in your hands. Now give them to me, and I shall brew a tea you are not soon to forget. And here you are. The tea will decide your destiny, but that does not mean it cannot be delicious as well. I hope I don't have to convince you to drink until the final drop. Look, look. See? Delicious, yes? Now pass the cup to me and I will read your fate. Most curious. Fascinating. Oh, you will have an unexpected reunion with someone from your past. Will it be a lover, friend, family, or an erstwhile comrade in arms? The tea does not say, but it shall surely become a pivot on which your destiny turns. But how does it feel? A glimpse of foresight is often an enlightening experience, and I hope that my humble skills can dispel doubt in the days ahead. Thank you for giving me the chance to own my craft further. So probably the Endwater character returned. It appears this creature wants you to follow it. What harm could come from doing so? You come upon an elderly Ori woman, bent over in pain and breathing haggardly. Provide what treatment to her that you can. Thank you. I feel much better now. A terrible beast fell upon me and I fled, quickly losing my bearing in the thick woods. This kind of creature guided me to safety, but my wounds pained me. How long ago was that? Bells ago? Days? I cannot say. Of course, little friend. Thank you for delivering this kind soul to me. I owe you my life. We shouldn't stay here. For nowhere outside the village gate is safe. I believe I can return safely on my own. Seek me out. I shall see you are rewarded for what you've done. Ah, my savior arrives at last. I feel right as rain now, and all thanks to your ministrations. And that creature, of course. I haven't seen it since returning here. The legends of this island say the Hanuman Langua are servants of the divinities, appearing when they deign to show an interest in worldly affairs. I think there may be some truth to those tales. I must remember to make an offering when I'm able. As for your reward, however, please take this, and know that I shall never forget the goodwill you showed me. Oh, you're one who saved Mevan's child. Might you help a father in need? My daughter's nowhere to be found. I fear she's gone off into the woods by her lonesome. Others from the village have joined in the search, but our number are few. You had to even reach Purusa. If you'd add our eyes in the search, I would be ever so grateful. My daughter was wearing a red coat when I last saw her. I will make my way to Purusa, so bring her there if you find her. May the gods grant you insight. Oh, who are you? Your father asked me to look for you. My father? Oh, I'm such a fool. I wanted to pick some flowers before visiting Purusa, but I never wanted to cause worry. Still, since you're already here, could you help me? You can't visit Purusa without one each for Manusya and the Mirga. Let's find both and then we can be on our way. Girl is now coming along. The divine Manusya love these flowers, much like we do. Mother said that the red petals symbolize life and remind the divinities of a lifeblood that is the source of their power. There. Mother told me these orange flowers are favored by the gods of Murga. Doesn't the color of their petals remind you of a rising sun? Its nourishing rays are the source of power for the Murga, and they cherish these flowers above all others. Oh, thank the gods, I'm so glad she's safe. I apologize for troubling you, but I really want to see Mother again. I couldn't imagine visiting Perusa without these flowers in hand. If I offer these to the gods, surely they'll allow Mother to return to us, right? Will you come with us? Here, you offer this flower to the Murga and I offer this one to the Manusia. The gods will be so happy to receive them. My mother was taken by one of those unholy beasts. Thank you, thank you. I can't wait to see Mother again. Yes, yes, me too. Well, when we return home, we can prepare the soup she liked so much. Thank you, traveler, for all you've done. Meet me again at the village, and I'll see that you are rewarded for your kindness. Welcome, my daughter is safe and sound, and in high spirits. Perusa is said to be the place where we commune with the spirits of our ancestors. Doubtless she believes that a little expedition will bring her lost mother back. Regardless, I will see that she doesn't wander off by herself again. You've proven yourself worthy of your reputation today. Alright. And that is this for the... Yeah, for Thavnair, for the Thavnair region, with the side quests. Good. With that I say, until next time, when we play more Final Fantasy XIV, I'm Mace and don't get lost.